Hey, what's up you guys? This is Junior Trader, and in this video we are taking a look at Nvidia stock options analysis. So I'll take you over the data on how the options are looking like for going into this week of Nvidia, and all in all where the trader sentiment is, and also I'll be putting a confluence together with the technicals, what type of options that in my opinion I think may come to fruition, what type of options may go worthless, and we'll talk about all of that in this video. Now, before going further, if you can go on my channel and check out this Nvidia video that I did yesterday, that right over here, it's on my channel, Nvidia next week levels to watch. I have done an in-depth technical analysis in this video. So if you can check this out, that will be a really great head start for you, because that would already give you a lot of in-depth technical analysis that would make this video just so easy to understand on the basis of how the options are looking like, and why I would be, how I'll be putting confluence together. All those technical details you can find in this video for the technicals analysis. All right, that's important. Now, also, if you are interested in following along my dividend investing journey for the public facing portfolio that I'm building, I provide my bi-weekly and weekly updates on it on this channel. Link to this channel is also in the description below. Junior Trader Dividend Investing channel. I just provided update for the week 8th PNL, and I'm also looking to buy some BTC, Bitcoin, and Ethereum ETFs. So if you want to know more, check out the videos on this channel, guys. So, all right. So coming back to Nvidia now. One more thing, guys, none of this is any financial advice. It's only for education purposes. So I'm just sharing here my opinion, nothing more than that. Please go and do whatever you feel like doing. All right. So I want to first just go over very high level technicals, but more in detail is on that video that I just pointed you to. All right, but let's go to on the high level technicals. Now, on the daily interval, we still have a bullish pivot that Nvidia has been holding, but what I want to point out is, where are those confirmation levels? I would like to see continuous confirmation first for much more upside, and that would be the level of 126 and around 76 cents. All right, so that will be the zone that you are watching. If you can get out and above it, that definitely confirms the continuation back to the upside. If we continue to stay below 200 hours moving average, you may expect some more cool off, right? And then you are watching 123 for a potential support, if that forms with the double bottom, and then that would be the area to watch for potential back to the upside. So technically, yes, on the daily interval, structure is still bullish, but to continue up from here, definitely I want to see a confirmation above $126.70 area, and that would confirm it. If we come lower again to 123, if we fail to go higher, right, above that 200 hours moving average, then 123 would be again just the last line of defense for the bulls, and that would define if things can continue up from there. All right, so blue zone, I would still suggest just trade it intraday, but based off of as how levels would break, options would come in fruition. And let's take a look at what are the possibilities and where the trader sentiment is on the option side, that I think may come to fruition this week, and what may not. So let's begin. So right off the gate, I first want to point out, well, you can clearly see there is still a lot of interest on the call side for Nvidia stock. You can see, so black is the last trading day closing price, green are the calls, red are the puts, and you can see again like 130, 135, 140, 150, huge calls options sitting over here, right? There are puts down there, but they are not any significant. We'll still take a look at what type of some spikes in the puts, but there's still a lot of calls sitting, right? So let's start off with the calls. $130 calls, all right? There's a good spike sitting there. 130, where is it? So let's put it here on the hourly interval, and that is up right over here. So Nvidia is doing average range of just shy of $5 lately, right? Now, is this possible for this coming Friday? Can Nvidia do this? Now, there are two important things I want to point out here on Nvidia until 130. First of all, the range. Yeah, range is within reach if Nvidia can get, without going further lower, if Nvidia can get Monday and close above 126 and 76 cents, then yes, it has already confirmed that another pivot, and 130 is very likely. Now, there's one thing I want to point out. There is this previous supply zone, and that's where some selling off is happening. So it has acted in its proximity already. And that's why if we don't go much lower, guys, and we just from here do a reversal back again to the upside, 126 and 70 cents above, we get above that, 130 this time will come in play most likely, in my opinion. Likelihood, I would say 70 to 75%. If we don't do this Monday and we come lower to 123, then 130 likelihood is lower, and I would give it maybe 50 or 45%. Yes, it will get that low. Why so? Because that tells me that this supply zone that formed earlier is still very valid, and buyers are not present, and they are still, sellers are still pushing it lower. And also this will take it lot out and away from 200 hours moving average, and already deeper in the blue box. And 130 might not necessarily come by Friday. It may still have, few percent inclination that it may, but you would already have a lot of degradation on that option by then. So 130, if we can get Monday and close above 126 and 70 cents area, then for sure, because structured that way will still remain bullish. Just showing you on the daily interval as well. Yeah, structure would then confirm support 20 days moving averages staying above blue box, and that would show us strength confirmation to the upside. Just dropping below to 123, even though it's not going to make structure bearish right away, but it's just the more weakness will start to look like, and 130 likely will possibility would get lower. What about 135? That's where the next spike is. So let's put 135 up over here, and oh, sorry guys, just putting it right up there. So let's go to the hourly interval. So yes, it's a little bit further away, and guys, if Nvidia, like here's the thing, if Nvidia would have been already closed without this little bit of a lower pivot, I would be more confirmed. If we would have closed above 200 hours moving average, above 20 hours moving average, then I would have been more confirmed about 135. But for 135 to come in play, by Tuesday we need to get above 130. Then only I would go for 135. All right, so because, well, it's doing an average range of $5, but it's not that $5 is just going to straight go up 2 days, which brings it from 125 to 135 for sure. But Nvidia, like $5 like this and then $5 like this, it needs to first, get out of this zone of 126 and 70 cents. And if we can do this right away on Monday, then there is more likelihood that things may go up. I would give 135 likelihood of maybe 45 to 50%, not more than that right now. For 140, I don't think that Nvidia would make that money, and forget 115 this week, in my opinion. 140, I don't think it's going to come in play. It's definitely at the top here, right? That all-time top, and there's just a lot of supply zones sitting, regardless of what calculations I do. Even if we get out and above this, even if it gets to even if it's able to reach 140 going up and up and up every day, you will only make money when it goes out and above of 140 for this week. So no, if any, so calls will come into play. Structure, look, call Nvidia is still on the overall structure, is still holding bullish as long as we don't lose 123. And so if we don't lose 123, okay, sorry, here's the thing. If we can get above 126 and 70 cents on Monday, 130 is in play. And for 135, we need to get above 135 by Tuesday. Then 135 is also in play. 140, in my opinion, will go worthless, and also 150, even though there's a good spike there, I think that's also going to go worthless. Now, when does 135 likelihood goes lower and lower? And that is, guys, if it slips below or and goes to 123, if Nvidia does that, 135 starts to get out of the picture as well. Then its probability will fall lower to 35%. 130 I will still keep in picture, but just remember its likelihood will become less as well, like 50% or so, if Nvidia is not able to regain above 126 and 70 cents. It's very important to do that, because that's where there's this lower pivot is forming on intraday. And if we have to keep the structure fully on bullish as the daily interval, Nvidia needs to find a pivot and then continue higher up from here. All right, so it's important that we get out and above of 126 and 70 cents. All right, so that's my take on the call side for Nvidia. Let's take a look at some of the puts. All right, so for the puts, let's go to the daily interval. That's where some clarity would come. So the way the Nvidia is right now, guys, it's going to, if you can trade just intraday with the shares, that's better in my opinion, but you can go and do whatever you want. Options will be a little bit complicated in the choppy zones for Nvidia. So let's take a look at some of the puts. Like we have 120, 115, 125 as well. That is almost within the reach. We'll skip over 125. Let's talk about 120 and 115. So because if those happens, then 125 put is definitely happening. So 120, let's put that over here. Just getting close to 120. Here we go. And let's put 115 puts. So 120, I would not want to play it right now. There's still this pivot sitting, right? It all comes down to, if we lose 123 by Tuesday, or yeah, even by Tuesday, then definitely 120 is coming in the play. So it all depends, like this blue box, if we lose this, then sure, 120. And if we get to 120 by Tuesday, let's say for some reason, 115 also comes into play. Because the thing is that, guys, when we have formed this second pivot, but Nvidia has failed to make a higher high and has broken below the blue box, thus also eventually losing this pivot. If Nvidia does this by Tuesday, then guys, it's flushing, and then it's very hard for it to continue higher. And then I would say that yes, 115 is also likely going to become a possibility. But until and unless we don't lose this pivot, as long as we stay above the blue box, right, Nvidia has possibilities of turning around. But you have to see that that 126 and 70 cents dollars level that I provided, we need to get out and above and close a day above that. Wherever we do that, that will give us that continuation to the upside. Now, so that's on the put side. Now the thing is that if you ask me what is the safest range to trade on both the calls and the puts for Nvidia, I would say, well, the zone for you would be, guys, from 123 to 130. That's the most safest zone from what the price is right now, or the price action is doing. Because on either side, because between 123 and 130, anyone can take it either direction. All right, and that's the thing is that, because we have a lower pivot on intraday, and to confirm back again intraday uptrend, that's why I'm saying we need to get up at 126 and 70 cents. If we are not able to do it, then intraday is still a lower pivot and a lower high. All right, so that just tells us that it's a little bit on the downside. But since we have on the overall structure the pivot sitting right on the daily structure, that's why it's anyone's game still, and that's why it's not completely that, oh, it's more likelihood is on the call side or more likelihood is on the put side. Now it's all about which levels it's gonna take, and accordingly you would make your decision. So this week options will be a little bit tricky to trade, in my opinion. They are not very clear cut. None of the options, in my opinion, have high chance where the spike is. So if you can trade just shares, that's better. And this is just my opinion, guys. And that's pretty much it for this video. And guys, if you found it helpful, valuable, please hit the like, subscribe. And with that, I'll see you in my next videos. Take care. Bye.